Hey everybody, I'm back again with a manga Christmas, I guess, update video. Here are all the manga that I purchased very recently in December. Basically, this is an end of year manga haul. I don't anticipate getting any more, but there's like a ton of things here, so let's go ahead and go through them. So here's the first thing. I bought this yesterday, and it's Pilgrim Jager by To Ubukata. And I have never read anything from Ubukata. I actually just heard of this artist. But basically, I really love his art. It's really, really beautiful. The paneling looks awesome. It looks like some sort of action, maybe a seinen series. I'm not totally sure. I've not looked up to see if this is a seinen or not, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this, to reading this, and yeah, so here's what it says on the back. It says, "The year 1521 was a time of religious confusion and strife. There was persecution of non-Christians over petty confusions and differing opinions. The world was in chaos, but from this chaos would rise two women of strength and charity to fight in the name of all that is holy." So this was published by Anime Works, and I really enjoy manga with religious themes. I myself am Catholic, and I'm a Catholic convert, actually, and so I'm not necessarily, like, afraid of talking about religion, considering that I became Catholic when I was an adult, and I did, a lot of research. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to reading this. I'm looking forward to reading Hellsing one day, even though I've heard that Hellsing is very, Catholics are the villains in that, but I'm still looking forward to reading it. So there's that. Okay, and next, here's a 2-volume series that I sort of showed off in my to be read video, because I went on a tangent, because I do that, I go on tangents. This is a series called X Day by Setona Mitsushiro, and I have never read anything from Mitsushiro, but I am definitely excited to do so because the artwork. I really like this style, and this just seems like something that I will greatly enjoy. Basically, here's the basic story as is written on the back of the book. It's senior year, and Rika is seriously stressed out. She's got more homework, exams, and papers than she can handle, and was recently dumped by her boyfriend. In other words, life sucks. One day, she's chatting online when she meets 3 classmates who hate school as much as she does. Together, they hatch a plan to blow up the school when no one is present. The countdown is for X Day. So, I mean, that premise sounds like a little sketchy. It sounds kind of, oh my gosh, they're gonna be terrorists, what the heck. But I think it has more to do with the psychological state of the characters. Like, why do these girls, and apparently these 2 people, I think one of them is a teacher, I'm assuming the person with the cigarette, like, what is it about these, oh wow, I just realized that makes one image. What's going on in these characters' lives that makes them want to destroy their school. I'm assuming there's some bullying going on, there's some maybe a little bit of discussion about the Japanese educational system and how it's very competitive and things like that, and you know how bullying in Japan can be. It can be a very serious thing, and it can be a serious thing all around the world, of course. But I've heard that in Japan, you know, a lot of the time, if you can be quiet about it, it's better to be quiet about being bullied. It's like they encourage a lot of schools encourage, like, you know, just ignore them, just be quiet about it. And you know, there's like a lot of stuff, like I'm not saying that you shouldn't just ignore them when you're bullied, but I just hope that this series sort of goes into that, and yeah, I'm excited to read it, and I will definitely be doing a video review about it. Okay, and next is all 5 volumes of New Vampire Princess Miyu. Pretty much everything I'm showing here is from eBay. That's the main place where I buy my manga from. And it's not normally one main person, but I do have a few things that I do to contact that seller and things, and I'll probably make a separate video giving tips about, you know, discussing buying from someone on eBay and stuff like that. Just let me know down in the comments if you have any interesting stories or anything from buying from people on eBay, because I've heard some horror stories about that. But speaking of horror stories, like that segue, this is the second series of Vampire Princess Miyu. I do not own the first manga series. I definitely want to, but since I already know the premise of it, because I borrowed it from a friend a long time ago, and I've seen the OVA, I've seen the anime, and Vampire Princess Miyu was one of my favorite things growing up. I love the soundtrack, it's just so beautiful, and I'm trying to convince my husband to cosplay Larva, and then I'll be Miyu, and it's gonna be great. But, so, yeah, so I've got volume 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and I really love the artwork for this series. So far, I have only read the first 2, I think? Yeah, I've only read the first 2. I really, really enjoy this artwork. It's so beautiful. Although, I have to admit, some of the pages, it's like, these were printed by Iron Cat, as you can see here, and, as you can see, like, well, maybe you can't tell on my webcam. I really need to get a better camera, but this page in particular is one of those that's like really blurry. It's almost like the image that they got from, I don't know, whatever source they got. It's almost like this was not a good quality page scan or something. And then you look at the next page and it's fine, and the ink is fine, and then this is like grayish. So it's kind of odd. Yeah, and there's also an illustration gallery, which I absolutely love. And these were released as like floppy comics. Also, I saw a few of them on eBay, but I couldn't find any of the like complete collection anywhere, or else I would have just probably bought that. But I have to admit, I do like these volumes a lot more. It's just a personal preference. and I would read the description of these, but I don't want to spoil the story of Vampire Princess Miyu for anyone. I definitely recommend anyone who's even vaguely interested in this series to track down the OVA. I think you can buy it pretty cheaply on eBay or Amazon or whatever. And now for the last series, I got Eternal Sabbath, and I specifically got this series without, I don't know anything about this series, but I specifically wanted to check out this series, and I bought it because, first off, it was a very, very good deal. The seller specifically stated that, you know, it was a smoke-free home, and I always look for that when I buy from sellers on eBay. Is it a smoke-free home? Have these things been on the floor? I cannot stand putting manga on the floor. I just can't. There's a reason I have a bookshelf. So, I bought all of Eternal Sabbath by Fuyumi Soryo, and if you recognize that name, it's the same artist who did Mars, so the artwork is just beautiful. Okay, so there's Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7, and Volume 8. And that's the complete series, as far as I know. These were published by Del Rey Manga, and yeah, I'm really excited that I was able to get these for such a good deal. I think it was about $20 or so, which is really, really good. And also considering they're out of print, all of these series that I showed you are out of print. I'm actually not sure if Pilgrim Jager is out of print, but I think it is. I don't think that Anime Works publishes manga anymore, but I could be completely wrong. So, alright, so that's everything. I hope everybody is having an awesome winter, an awesome Christmas, and I hope everybody has an awesome New Year. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for everything. Bye.